Week 1 of the NFL season is coming up. So you have to ask the question, who should start? Who should be benched? All that coming up, 20 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. And in this video, we're going to talk about who should be starting and who should be benched for Week 1 of the NFL season.
Now, you know me pretty well, Jay. You know that I'm not the biggest fan of the NFL preseason, and by biggest fan means I hate it. I totally hate the thought, the theory, the philosophy, and the actual preseason games that take place in the NFL for a lot of reasons that we'll probably get into some other time. But I must say, this season, somewhat unprecedented in the sense of what we have in the quarterback situations, especially when it comes to rookie quarterbacks potentially being able to earn Week 1 starting jobs. We have questions in several NFL cities, NFL franchises about who is actually going to start. Now, so we've almost worked our way through all the preseason games for the first 2 weeks. We have one tonight. You have the Saints and the Jags. We'll get to that in just a second. But I want to get your opinion on who you think is actually going to be the Week 1 starter. So I need you to put on your psychic hat, your genie hat, and tell me which one of these individuals is going to win the starting job for this particular franchise. Ready?
Let's give it a try. Before you say that, like you said, unprecedented, you're right. Mm-hmm. I talked about this on the last pod when I had my guy Ross from Fourth and Long Radio on.
Real good show.
And we talked through, appreciate it. We talked through, the crazy part about this past draft is this is the first one since 99 that we had 3 quarterbacks drafted back to back. Mm-hmm. And remember, in that draft, we had five quarterbacks drafted in the first round. Yeah. The last one we had 5 in the first round. Remember, you had your Tim Couch, Donovan McNabb, and Achilles Smith back to back, and then Culpepper and Cade McNown back to back. And
so,
right,
so 2 out of 5, kind of panned out,
ish, because Culpepper just couldn't stay healthy, even though he still threw for 24,000 yards in his career.
True,
just health. But yeah, you had some. I mean, that was a draft. That was the draft of quarterbacks, and so this one had that same thing where you have all these quarterbacks that you know are going to start. Basically, makes it real interesting. So, what you got?
All right. So first, who should start? Actually, before I get to that, let me give you a bit of an appetizer. Who should start in Jacksonville? Trevor Lawrence?
Oh my God!
Or Gardner Minshew? No, actually, let me ask it this way: if Trevor Lawrence sucks tonight against the Saints, and Gardner Minshew doesn't, who should be the starter? Because technically, Urban Meyer has not named the Week 1 starter for the Jags.
Urban Meyer should lose his job if he doesn't start Trevor Lawrence Week 1. Just go out there and stink it up for another year. Get another high draft pick. Add to your arsenal of players. Probably an offensive lineman. Whatever the best one in the country is. They're probably going to end up being the number 1 picks. I don't think we have a bunch of quarterbacks besides Spencer Rattler.
2.
So and Sam Howell
from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
2. That's it.
So you got 2 quarterbacks that everybody's ready for. You may as well go ahead and let that man go ahead and stink it up and be prepared for that. That's what you need to do. Don't be stupid. Start Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the man has had he's had the playbook since February. So you don't give him the playbook in February to not start him Week 1 in Jacksonville. So he could do his best Jameis Winston impression and throw for 5 interceptions tonight facing Jameis Winston and 5 interceptions next week, and you still start him. You still put him out there with the ones, and you give yourself a better chance to win. All right, for the real ones, who should start for the Bears? Justin Fields or Andy Dalton?
I know that, if I'm correct, Matt Nagy had said that Dalton's going to start Week 1. Mm-hmm. I do think they need to go ahead and just go with Justin Fields. This is the reason why. I mentioned this on another video. Nagy got Mitchell Trubisky to a Pro Bowl.
He did, didn't he?
Yes, he did. They went 12-4 that year.
Right.
Justin Fields is light years better than Mitchell Trubisky. So you may as well put him out there and just see what you got. The team is built with a solid defense. The line looks like it's going to hold up. The run game, if they get a good run game from Montgomery, I see this team doing something. I see this team actually competing in the North. Mm-hmm. And so with that, let the rookie take advantage of the fact that your rookie quarterback's on a rookie contract, get him the reps you need, build a defense around him, and try to make some runs for some Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. Do the same thing they did in Seattle with Russell Wilson. You know he's going to beat this. He beat this dude out, Andy Dalton. It's Andy Dalton, man. It's Andy freaking. You saw Andy Dalton last year with Dallas. They had all the same weapons that Dak had, and Andy lost his job to DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci, yeah.
So don't be stupid. Start Justin Fields. Mm-hmm.
What after having promised Andy Dalton the starting quarterback job for week 1, what do you say to him when you call him into your office and what you plan to do is tell him that you're going to give the job to Justin Fields? What do you say to him?
Can I speak to Andy? Yeah. Hey, Andy.
Hey, what's up, coach?
Hey, why don't you go ahead and tell you that you're not coming back? See you later. Take it easy.
Hey, look, I ain't coming home no more.
There you go. I'm not coming home anymore.
Take it easy.
You're not playing the game anymore. Take it easy. That's it. That's it. No, I mean, there's no reason. Start the young buck. Mm-hmm. Get him out there. Get him the reps. Get him going.
You know, when they released the schedule, what I said to myself was the last thing you want to do is fire him out there week 1, Sunday Night Football against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. But after having watched him play in the preseason, it sort of helped to reverse my opinion on that in the sense that after you faced Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, you can face anything. You can face any defense. So you're right. Put him out there. They're going to lose. He's not going to be very good, but those real-time reps will be invaluable. And hell, he might even keep it close.
Yeah.
So he's going to do probably a lot better and give you more avenues to move the ball than Andy Dalton does. I mean, it does suck for him because he's a human being too, but
he is?
I mean, this is a big boy NFL business. Yeah, I know you don't like him, but this is a big boy NFL business.
I like the beige water pistol.
I know. But I agree. You play Justin Fields. He looks like, and it's an interesting comparison. Comparing him to Trey Lance, watching them both play in the preseason, it's obvious which one played football last season. Which is not to say that Trey Lance hasn't been bad. He hasn't. He's just been very rocky up and down. It's hard for him to find his footing. Whereas Justin Fields, he has more command of this offense because it's not been too long since he played. So I think that for that reason, he's in a better position in order to lead this team against the Rams and beyond. So I would say Justin Fields, and I think that if they actually do that, if he starts by week 3 or week 4, I think he's guaranteed to win Rookie of the Year. That's how high I am on Justin Fields.
I'm with you on that.
That's what I'll do. All right, so next.
Real quick on that one,
yes.
Andy Dalton played against the Arizona Cardinals right after Dak got hurt. He looked okay, 34, 54, 266, a touchdown, 2 picks. Then the next week he played against Washington, and they beat his. So
I remember that game.
Playing against good defenses, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You don't want to see that again.
Flashbacks. All right.
Next game.
So up next, not rookie quarterbacks, but still interesting nonetheless. By the time you hear this show, you will have watched their second preseason game, and that is for the New Orleans Saints. Who should start week 1 for the Saints? Jameis Winston, your favorite quarterback, or Taysom Hill?
Jameis will throw that thing. Mm-hmm. He'll probably throw it to the wrong team a few times, but he'll throw that thing to your team deep at the same time. So it'll be one of the two. Taysom, he'll get you some first downs on some nice scrambles. To be honest, their best bet is to keep Taysom as the gadget, run with Jameis Winston. Mm-hmm. I think it's the safer bet. As long as you allow Jameis to not throw the ball more than 30 times, even after he got LASIK and finally got his eyes fixed, don't have him throw the ball more than 30 times. Have Taysom mix in there or whatnot. I think Jameis can go out there and throw for 30 touchdowns without throwing for 30 picks.
I mean, if this were last year, if we were having this discussion, and let's say Drew Brees retired last year, then it was down to these two for the 2020-2021 season, I probably would go Taysom Hill, but I like the fact that Jameis has had a year in this system, and it's not even so much a year to learn the playbook because he's a smart guy. It's more so a year to learn the culture, not only the culture of the Saints, but to truly learn and appreciate the importance of taking care of the football. Because if you are able to have your job long enough to throw 30 interceptions in a season, Bruce Arians, then that means that taking care of the football is probably not as high on the list of priorities for his quarterbacking as it should have been.
Yeah.
Just as long as he operated the deep throws and the type of offense that Bruce Arians liked, it's almost like he didn't care.
No, he was out there just slinging that thing.
Right.
You know, that's what he was trying to do. And for him, like I said, in defense of Winston, when I went back and looked at all the numbers, he threw more than half his interceptions when he was out there throwing the ball more than 30 times in the game. You don't even throw the ball that much. I feel more confident with Winston at quarterback. Like you said, he's had a year at the playbook. Taysom's had all this time with the playbook. So to me, that's a red flag. If this whole time you have a quarterback battle with Taysom Hill and he's been there his entire career,
it shouldn't be a battle.
There shouldn't be a battle at all.
Right.
Jameis is also younger, and then to add on top of that, he's learned the timing of what they do as the Saints. And unfortunately, there's no Michael Thomas, but I think that this is going to help them just move forward and get better.
I think in a way, it's kind of one of those crazy things. How can this team be better without this great player? So no, the Saints aren't better without Michael Thomas, and that's kind of a bit of an issue there in terms of what's going on with him in the organization. But the last thing you want, and maybe there was just a little bit of this in Tampa Bay where you have just this great wide receiver, Mike Evans. Hell, you have two, and how that can oftentimes in that position prompt quarterbacks to force feed the ball. That's what I loved about Dak when he first got there. He would not force feed the ball to Dez Bryant, no matter what Dez Bryant said in the media. I was like, that's maturity, that's leadership, that's what you need. So I think that without Michael Thomas for the foreseeable future, since you have guys who people may not know very well who play the wide receiver position and who run routes when the play starts, then he can just focus on, like you said, his timing, his precision, finding the open guy, and not worry about feeding Michael Thomas the ball. Because Michael Thomas, one of the hardest workers in football, great player, broke records for a reason, but he's one of those who expects a certain amount of targets per game, and when he doesn't give those, you're going to hear about it. So with him not being there for the foreseeable future, Jameis doesn't have to worry about that. Just one less thing he has to think about while he's out there trying to make the right reads.
There you go.
All right, so lastly, who should start week 1? Mac Jones or Cam Newton?
We're going to have this conversation probably for the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
Cam's probably not going to play in the preseason game because of the misunderstanding with the testing or whatever the heck he was doing. I'm trying to figure out why he even left, why he left the premises for whatever reason they were doing. I don't know. Right. So since Cam is now out, I do not see Belichick starting Mac Jones over Cam Newton. I just don't see it happening. I don't see him doing that at all. I expect Cam to be the starting quarterback week 1 of the season.
Well, that's what you expect. That's what you want. But is that what should happen?
Yes, that should be what happened. Put the veteran in there. I put it like this. This team is new for the most part. If you think about it, they got a lot of people that opted out. They're back in. And Cam's got a year under his belt with a year and some change now. And he had a training camp. So he's got the system in with the training staff. He does look a lot better than he did before. The wide receivers look like they've got some good chemistry. I would let Cam do it for as long as you need to. I'd have Cam play the entire season. I'd let Mac come in next. I would not throw Mac into the flame this year.
I will announce my bias in the sense that I do like Mac Jones more than Cam Newton. And how it happened was when my 49ers moved up to 3, and then there were all these rumors, which turned out to be, in a sense, a smokescreen that they didn't even intend to happen, but it worked in their favor. The smokescreen was Mac Jones. So many of the analysts and draft gurus said that they're going to take Mac Jones. So after getting through my initial disgust with them taking him over Trey Lance or Justin Fields, I started watching film on Mac Jones, and in watching that film, I really like what I saw. I did see those shades of Brady in a Patriots offense where it's about, quick release. By the time you hit your back foot, the throw is out, 2.3 seconds or less, making the right reads, throws a really good deep ball. It doesn't go as far as, say, a Trey Lance's would, but just throws a really good deep ball in terms of placement and just his ability to command things, which they said he already started doing early in camp. So I am more biased towards Mac Jones, and I don't know if this is even fair to say to him about why I would say Cam Newton deserves to be the week 1 starter, but it's because, honestly, Cam has been through, since that, and I said this to Chris on Saturday, since that loss in the Super Bowl, it's almost like that loss broke him, how he was never the same Cam Newton ever since then. And he's been through quite a lot since then. Just in New England, he's gone through quite a lot over this last year. So I feel like just on principle, just in the sense of deserving it for what he's had to go through, in addition to all the injuries that he's battled through because of the shots that he's taken, because of his style of play, I think that they deserve they owe themselves to see what Cam Newton would look like as the week 1 starter of this season, especially given all that he went through last season with catching COVID. He was looking good. Caught COVID, was never the same, etc. Some injury problems, stuff like that. So I would say Cam deserves to be the starter. He should be the starter, but Mac Jones at some point this season needs to take over for him because he will be ready to.
Okay. Mac and cheese. Let's go.